pause mine then and wait for you to start. I don't think it's going to be a massive gap, to be honest.
Yeah. Why has your game started now? It's just flipping the coin for me.
They're literally about to kick off, yeah.
Fair enough.
Loop-de-loop. Loop-de-loop is in the chat.
Yeah.
You tell me when, all right?
Might be waiting a bit of a while. So for anyone else that's just watching, we're trying to get the game of Argentina versus Croatia in sync while we're watching it. We're both watching it live together. Whereas the game's actually started on Rydale's stream, and I'm still waiting for the game to start for mine.
Yeah, it was literally about to start, so it can't be too far off now, can it?
Yeah, they're about to start now.
Or you just say when I'll press play. Yeah.
Yeah, kicked off.
Oh, they haven't even kicked off. Okay, yeah, they have. They go forward a tiny bit.
Well, welcome everyone for our first episode. I am Steve9ABF, that everyone sort of knows from the Discord, and we've got Rydale as well. This is our first live stream podcast, if you like. We said we would do it so that we would watch and we would both equip different cubies each. However, I only had Croatia, but I have left it at the print shop, so I've got no cubie equipped right now.
I was going to go Argentina on that basis, but I actually don't want them to win, so I have gone Croatia, and I will be cheering for Croatia throughout the game. If they do score, it might get a bit loud.
Yeah. So before we start, so I say shout outs and thank you to people. So I was at the granddad's funeral yesterday, and I sort of left everything to Rydale, so a big thank you to him for getting it sorted. And I know you said you wanted to give some shout outs to Kata, was it, and Harris?
Yeah, so Harris, I approached Harris for help because we had an absolute nightmare trying to get the stream to link to YouTube. She pointed me to Kata, and Kata basically helped me out yesterday and got it sorted, which was really helpful. So kudos for that. Oh yeah, we have Harris is actually in the chat now as well.
Ah, fantastic. But yeah, so we thought we'd use this episode as like a get to know us as well. So sort of like our backgrounds, how we found Coin Hunt World, where we're up to with it, our sort of crypto background, everything like that, where our local hunting grounds are. So we're sort of going to use it as a back and forth conversation as well. Just sort of going through different sort of questions. And if there is any that you have in the chat, fire them across, and we'll obviously do our best to answer them as well.
But do you want to make a start then? So obviously we are both from two of the different countries in the UK. I'm from Wales and stays from England. So do you want to let everyone know where in England you hunt?
Yeah, so I'm not too far. I'm probably a half an hour drive from Manchester. It's got 2 yellow vaults there. It's quite densely populated. But my sort of little town, if you like, there is literally just mine and my wife's user vaults. And there is one other player, Nick's112, I think the username. He's got 10 vaults, a bit further to the north, but just a little bit too far for me to walk up. But yeah, that's sort of like my hunting grounds. What about yourself?
So I'm in Cardiff, the capital of Wales. I'm quite lucky that we've got the only yellow in Wales in Cardiff. And I tend to do 1 day in the office a week, so I get to actually hit it generally once a week as well. And it's not too bad for greens either, so probably at about 10 greens in the city centre and just outside. So that's quite lucky.
Yeah, so I only have the 1 green near me, so I don't have many. However, my work office, the building is literally right on the Manchester Art Gallery yellow. I've not been into the office for about 8 months now, working from home. So I only get to hit the yellows as and when I do any sort of trips or do anything like that. Like I did the bike ride on the first day of this World Cup event. I did like a 44-mile ride, trying to hit as many greens as possible. I think I hit 16 in the end.
Yeah, you do competition
yellows as well. But yeah, so so your name then, Rydale, where does that come from?
Do you know, I can't even think So basically, I've had loads of nicknames in the past. I used to like Harry Potter and golf, so I got called Harry Potter. Like Roy, Ray, because my name's Ryan, but I've been called Roy, Ray, and then Ryanair is another one as well. Literally, that's that simple. But then someone, I don't even know where Rydell's come from, but it just seemed really easy to use at the time.
Yeah.
So I just went with that, and then it's quite rolls off the tongue nice.
So if they bring in a structure that lets you change your name in the future or something along them lines, will you change it? Will you stick with it?
I'll stick with it. I think I'm known now as that. I think I'm happy with it. But even my friends, my friends will still call me Rydell, some of them, but not anything to do with the game. That's just what they call me.
Right. Okay.
It doesn't act. There's no actual logic to it. It's obviously yours. I was going to say.
My name's Stephen, but it's always been shortened to Steve. It's just what I've always been called. And then it sort of goes back to, I mean, most people know that I spent 12 years in the army in the UK. And when I first joined, I was in my squadron was 9 Squadron, Airborne Forces, so ABF, and they've just sort of like used it for any games, anything like that, and it sort of stuck from there. So it's literally. If someone wanted to dox me, it's so easy. You just type in St9ABF and everything comes up. Instagram pages, Twitter, everything. It's just sort of on there. So there's, I just feel like it's sticking. It's there to stay.
Yeah, because to be honest with you, I would never have thought that. So yeah, that's
a bit different. So how did you come across Coin Hunt World then? When did you first start playing?
I found it on, I think it was a blog. Or it was basically, I think I was just searching like apps that pay you, or like I was doing the surveys where you get little bit by little bit, and then I just found one which mentioned it, and I must have clicked the person's link in there, but I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. I was getting, I remember even getting Satoshis and Googling it. And I didn't even get what Satoshi's was, because I must have put the S on the end, which stopped it from searching for Satoshi.
Yeah.
I remember because when I first got it as well, I was down the Gower, and I put my HQ on a beach by accident, and I think I had like 4 keys, so I was like, "Oh, I need to find keys to get a green key," because at the time the key booths were still there, but I didn't understand it, so it was just a case of trying my best to get around it. And I think I came into the Discord, ended up leaving, and then I came back.
Yeah.
Luckily, because I would have given up otherwise.
Yeah.
Because I felt like without the Discord, that was definitely the most helpful.
Fair enough. So I sort of found it through have you heard of the Mintopoly game?
Yes.
I used to play that quite a lot, but at the time when that first started, I'm fairly certain that the game was only released in London, in the UK.
Yeah.
So I did actually download it, but could only do the 1 question a day sort of thing, and I forgot about it for some while. And then eventually I come back to it, and I must have played around Christmas last year, because I have a tiny Christmas tree blueprint in my inventory. But I don't remember playing. And it was not long after the Tiki event, Hawaii. Was it the Hawaii event?
Yeah.
I think that's when I first started playing, but I am the epitome of a casual player. I don't go out doing all like walking quests each day. I don't have the time really with work and everything, but I like the community, the Discord, and everyone getting involved and that sort of thing, and that's sort of what's kept me there, to be honest.
It's weird to hear you say that you're a casual player with what you've got in your background.
Oh yeah,
and you just got thousands or hundreds or whatever of cats and blue bees just over you.
No,
although with the Christmas thing, then I wonder if you got the game, because I think everyone got a free Christmas tree or something. Everyone got a free Christmas tree blueprint last year.
Starting the quest chain or something.
No, so I think someone mentioned Illusion Weaver gave out the small trees basically to everyone. I think people in London might have been struggling to build up or something, so it might have just been put into your inventory without you even knowing.
Maybe. Right. Okay.
Because I'm the same as you. Hawaii, I think when I started getting messages saying like 12 days till the Hawaii event starts, And I was thinking, why do I care about an event that's happening in Hawaii? How that I like that's such a. I was thinking that, hardly anyone's gonna. It's only gonna be in Hawaii. What do they expect us to go there? And that's how clueless I was.
Yeah. So I'm just laughing at Harris's comment there. Said it hits almost every yellow vault on that side of the Atlantic, and then says he's casual. But that is me. It's like the green vault bike ride and everything as well. If I've got a bit of time off work, I like to set myself a challenge, and that's what the yellow vault sort of tour that I did was. There was quite a lot of people saying, I can't believe no one's gone round and hit them all yet. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a go and see whether it can be done. And I definitely bit off more than I could chew.
I think as well, it's even though it's not, the UK isn't big, it's not easy to get from one place to the other in a short space of time.
So I did it on the motorbike, and I think it was about 1,700 miles I covered in the end. And there was three yellow vaults that I couldn't hit. Obviously, I didn't do the Northern Ireland ones because I would have had to get the ferry across them at the time. But it was as I was getting there, and I was so behind time, I never realised how long it would take, even from going from like Glasgow to Edinburgh, and then Aberdeen's so far north. I was riding all the way through the night. I didn't set up my tent till I think 3 o'clock in the morning that first night.
Yeah, because I think we were supposed to meet in Cardiff, weren't we? And I remember I was playing golf, and I think because you couldn't hit a few, it meant that you got to Cardiff earlier than initially it was going to be. So I remember this. It was gutted. Like I was hoping we could to do that.
It was. I had to get back to pick this up. And is it Newton Abbot, the one that's not too far from?
Yeah, is it near Western? Is it? You go.
West
before Bristol, then is it? Then Bristol, then Cardiff.
Because like going all the way down there to hit that one, it would have just added absolutely loads of hours onto the time lane, and I had to get back to pick my son up from my mum. So I was like, no, I'll leave that one out, and then I obviously got to Cardiff too early. But it was so cold. So I think because I spent so long on the motorbike, obviously the rattling and the vibrations of holding the handles for so long, I think I had pins and needles in my thumbs for about a month afterwards.
It's like using a pneumatic drill, isn't there?
Yeah. But
someone just walked in.
Well, yeah. So other than that, and like you say, that obviously the shop with all the teddies and the t-shirts and all the sort of stuff we've got going on there, I just thought, why not? When they said, because I'd already had the Mintopoly coins made, before they sort of mentioned that they were going to get the community to do all the merch stores and that side of things. So I thought, hey, why not? Let's get some Coin Hunt One World coins made, and then see where we go from there. And I thought the teddies would be a great idea, or plushies, people call them different.
Well, I suppose that's one thing a lot of people might not actually know, isn't it? I actually just glanced at the TV for 2 seconds. No, nothing has actually grasped my attention from this game yet.
No.
I don't know about you.
No.
Well, it does look like it's Croatia. Yeah. Sorry, I did actually get distracted, but nothing's happening. Like we were saying, people might not realize obviously that you run Crypto Cornucopia.
Yeah.
So like you said, so obviously we're leading into that anyway. So there's a human just.
But yeah, that's sort of where it come from, to be honest. I made the Mintopoly coins, and I was like, I'll get them ones made. And obviously, there was quite a bit of a wait for all the contracts to be sorted and that side of things. And then it just sort of escalated. And then the more sort of sales that I made, it meant the more things I could have made. So I sort of put my own money into it now. And rather than the print on demand side of things, I tried to get everything done. So I've got all the stock here. Like, as you can see, I've got there's 500 teddies behind the screen around there, blue cubies and black cats. And the wife goes mad. She's like, I want the room back in the house. I said, well, just wait till I get some more made soon.
Well, that's what's good though, isn't it? I mean, they sort of anyone could just do that, I guess, but they do look, and I think everyone who's received them has said the quality is really, really good.
Yeah. So I was a bit gutted, to be honest, because the black cats are a little bit smaller than the blue ones. And I asked them when getting them made, can I have the dimensions, everything the same? And they cost more to get made and everything, but like they've come and they are a little bit smaller. I was a bit gutted because I wanted to keep them all the same, because eventually I'd love to have every Cubie done. But the way that they're releasing new ones at the minute, I don't think I'd ever be able to catch up.
Yeah, I think the football ones might be a bit awkward.
Yeah, so I think ones like the football, the Tiki's, I'd obviously get the Tiki Chief made, and then whatever the epic blueprint might be.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I know I've not been on Discord the last couple of days, so I don't think anything's been said yet or leaked. But yeah, they've not sort of said what that epic blueprint is going to be, have they?
No, I think my guess would be for a recipe is 25,000 balls. I
Right.
think because I think 10 is too low for how much they've given out.
Yeah.
And 50 is just silly. I think. And then I would say 10,000 blue because the QB probably will be blue, and then green, and maybe 10,000 green for grass is my guess.
Yeah.
I don't really know what are the like other other materials they would include.
Yeah.
Because there's no like trophies or
No, like you say, it could just be more paint, to be honest.
yeah, and
Yeah.
there's plenty of blue paint dropping on the adventure road, and
Well, that might be a little Easter egg, a bit of a clue to what it's going to be.
I think people needed the blue paint anyway, didn't they? So it finally got its use.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, so it's just sort of evolved from there. So I have actually got some the next new product. It's been ordered and they've sent it off already. And it's a little A6 like Filofax ring binder folder. And it's going to have pages for all the cubies. So you can mark off what blueprints you've got. Have you done your first print? Have you got the Cubie, but you bought it in the auction house? So if you did want to do a leaderboard run, you can, if you get a blueprint, you can print it again. Because a few people, we were talking in the UK chat about it, weren't we?
Yeah, it looks awesome, to be fair.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that you'd actually like got that far. I thought you were just still in like the early phases of just.
Yeah, so I've ordered the sort of Filofax folders, if you like. They're on the way. I'm still putting the document together because obviously doing all the cubies, it takes a while.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not going to have a page for every TK or every like World Cup.
So the randomizers will just be one then, is it?
Yeah, so it'll be on a page and you'll sort of see all the different countries and then you can just sort of tick off underneath. Yeah, I've got that one. Yeah, printed that one.
Nice. So will the actual case, is that got any Coin Hunt World like stuff on it? Is it any logo or anything?
No, not. I could have got it done, but it would have made the price of done so much more expensive.
Yeah.
Like with the plushies and everything, I've tried to keep them as cheap as possible so more people could buy them. And yeah, so if I was to get logos done on them all, it would have cost quite a bit more. I was looking at getting a stamp made. So I could with like, I don't know, maybe the Coin Hunt World logo, a Cubie or something along the lines of that.
Well, I suppose leading on from that with the plushies, obviously, if you get them all made, what would be yours? What's the one you would want the most? What's your favorite?
Shark or pirate? I know some people are not a big fan of the shark. They say it's ugly, but my son absolutely loves it as well.
I love the animal ones.
Yeah, he's forever coming up to me saying, when are you getting the shark one made? But I'm not sure. So it's probably going to be early next year when I order the next ones. But I'll probably do a poll somewhere and see which ones people would like to see the most.
But that's like your favorite then, is it the shark?
Yeah, that's probably my favorite Cubie, to be honest, the shark or the pirate. I did have the pirate Cubie. I bought it in the auction house. And then I had to sell it to get enough keys to buy the blueprint in time. So
right.
I got the pirate Cubie anymore.
So you sold the Cubie to buy the blueprints that'll get you the
Cubie. Printed it. Yeah, so I've not got that yet. What about you? What's your favourite one?
I think the fire elemental just looks the best by far. I like the earth one as well. And I like Peeler because it was the first Tiki one I printed.
Yeah.
When I still didn't really know what the hell was going on. So that's why I equipped, like throughout November, I was equipping different ones for the tournament. Just even though it wasn't part of the World Cup thing at that point, I was still just picking ones for the games. But on the last day, I put Peeler in. So yeah, he's my friend since the start.
But, speaking of the fire elemental, someone messaged they mentioned a few weeks ago about what they called the things where you stick them to the back of your phone so you can hold your phone better. And you sort of slide it between your fingers. I can't remember the name of them now. But I actually inquired about getting the fire elemental made for them so they could go on the back.
Okay.
But I'm sort of like I've got too many ideas and I want too much stuff. Like I want everything in the shop. Excuse me, sorry. So I'm having to sort of limit what I get made. Because my wife's like, oh, what's the next thing? What are you doing? And she's forever seen me typing away and putting designs together and all that sort of stuff. And I just said, oh, I want to do too much stuff.
Yeah, I know it will be cool though if you can get like, especially if you get all the QBs going. Obviously, I suppose if it blows up, that would be just amazing, wouldn't it? Like,
Yeah,
with the shark and everything.
yeah. Well, that was
Snowy.
sort of my I'd wanted the shop to be sort of established, if you like, ready for when, because I think was it Cubieverse mentioned a few days ago about the hoping to just expand worldwide at some point in 2023. I think I remember
Okay.
reading a comment somewhere.
That's probably why they called it. Well, they called it worldwide exports, didn't they? And
Yeah.
Lodge. So maybe that.
So I wanted the shop, and obviously the contracts were taking so long to get done, I wanted it established well in time so that when they do go worldwide, I'm one of the few shops that is there,
Yeah, ready to go.
ready to go. Yeah. Um,
I think I've just seen on the chat. Snorri has said golden thread.
oh, that from when we were talking about what would be you.
The material. Sorry.
Yeah, it's probably
Well,
not a bad shout to be fair.
and hello, gents. What's all this then? That's beats. Drums are kind of. Oh yeah, drums actually. I mean, it's not as they are Japanese drums, but the drums have been going nuts in this tournament, haven't they?
Yeah, a lot of the African teams, there's always someone there playing the drums, isn't there?
Senegal were just amazing. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I was rooting for them to be honest. Obviously not when they played England. Uh,
I was.
well, yeah, obviously. I'm sure all the other three countries from the UK were all rooting for them. But yeah, they're sort of like crowd. Even when they were losing, they were still non-stop cheering, drums going, dancing. They were great.
Yeah, the atmosphere must have been awesome. It's funny actually because they've been saying a lot about this tournament and about how there hasn't been much trouble, and they're trying to say that it's because there's no alcohol.
Yeah,
But I also think as well that people probably don't want to get into trouble over there, even
yeah,
if there was alcohol, because obviously it's like if you're in another country, sometimes you've got to be careful, haven't you? So
yeah. So Beats has just asked who we're rooting for. So when we first started Beats, we were both going to equip a QB each. I was going to equip Croatia because it was the only one that I had. And Rydale was going to go for Argentina. Then when I've gone to equip it, I realise I've still left it at the print shop, so I've not picked it up. But I think you've switched now, Andrew, and you've gone for Croatia.
yeah, I was actually gutted that you didn't have Argentina because I wanted to go Croatia the whole time because I think they'll be strong anyway, but also I'm desperate for them to beat Argentina.
Yeah. Well, I'm rooting for Croatia anyway because I've mentioned it a few times. Like in the local pub to us down at the end of the road, we went in and he said, right, everyone just throw a fiver in and you pull a team out the hat. And I've picked Croatia, and I was like, oh no, I didn't think they'd get this far to be honest, but they've played all right. So
They're just strong, aren't they? They're not the most exciting, but they're just strong throughout the whole team.
yeah, yeah. So I've been rooting for Croatia from the start anyway, and then my wife picked up Canada.
Who did she have? Canada.
No, that's the name that she picked out when they did the sweepstake at the pub. So I got Croatia, she got Canada.
Yeah, I know. It's like when you pick out when you do a sweepstake and you get. Well, I suppose people with Morocco probably thought that was just thrown in the bin
Yeah,
and look what they're doing.
all the
But
ones,
in
all
work,
the,
I got Brazil.
yeah. So all the ones where Morocco was the only one they printed, and they had to wear it by choice.
Yeah, they've been loving it.
Yeah.
Because this game actually, I'm obviously hoping Croatia wins well because it's 3 contest boxes
Yeah.
and 50 crystal keys.
Yes.
I think so. That's you know So actually, if you get the 2 semi-finals and the final, that's essentially paying for a month's worth of Adventure Road.
Yeah. How far
So
into are you this month?
I think I'm on 14. I will check.
Because I remember at the start of the month you said you weren't going to go too hard after was it second you finished last month?
Yeah. Last month was just too much. I don't think I'd have a marriage left if I did that again.
Yeah.
But I think I'm on 14. And I've only got I think I need to get 3 more vaults today to finish the the medium one.
Yeah. So I'm only on 9. So I'm a bit behind. I was behind most of the month last month, to be honest.
The thing is, though, even if you do the 8 walking quests, you're getting 80 points.
Yeah.
In a day anyway. The chances are you're going to be able to do at least 1, maybe 2 of the other challenges. Then you account for the vault, so it's definitely a lot easier. I mean, I don't feel like I've done anything. I opened the mystery box this morning. I was like, oh yeah, there you go. That's 100 points.
Yeah.
So it is nice.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think of the Adventure Road? Good addition? Anything you change? Anything?
I think the only thing I would change is the print QEs.
Right. Okay.
Only because the really hard ones, like you could get the snowman, say, and if it was like print the snowman in 3 months' time, it's like that would be near impossible because you'd have to get 20 reds to be able to buy the blueprint off someone.
Yeah.
So print the snowman is basically 5 or 6 players, whatever, that can do that on that day.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm like, oh, I'm looking at it, I'm like, well, that's just a write-off instantly.
Yeah.
Whereas I want a challenge like 50 volts. I know I can hit 50 volts, but I still have to put the effort in.
Yeah.
Oh, we have an additional person.
Snorri's just joined us.
He's connecting to audio, I think.
Yeah.
No sound.
No. We'll give it a bit of time to load up.
Can you see him? I can see him on the thing.
Yeah.
It's funny because he's there, but
yeah.
It says he's connected. I don't have to do anything here, do I?
No, so it's come up on the YouTube on the stream now, so it's just a case of when the audio works. So what about events and what's your favourite event?
For me, I love the Halloween one, but one thing I would have loved is if I had the same, there was that sub channel in the UK Hunters. I think Warm started it.
Yeah.
There's like a little thread, and it had all the just like the guys in Liverpool, guys in London, all just like posting coordinates, posting all this stuff, and it was like there was a player in Cardiff called Pinapio who lives quite close. I think they live quite close to me.
Yeah.
And they did a bit, but other than that, there wasn't really much involvement.
Yeah.
And I would say that's probably the bit that I think I would want from the event. I want more people around me communicating and things like that. But that sounds like the best one, I think, for me.
Yeah.
I think Christmas is probably going to be a similar sort of thing, isn't it? Where it's like a community thing.
Yeah.
So I think I'm probably going to be hitting my own trees.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully get the ones from the Adventure Road and get them set up from day one.
Yeah, I think so. Because if I go into the office. Oh.
Yeah, I think it's working now.
Yeah, we can hear you now. So how are you? So for everyone that's watching, we've just had Snorri join. And as we can see by the name there, I still actually need to send you the pin. Because it was you that come up with the name for the podcast.
Well, I did think we could put the pin up, do like a prize thing.
Yeah, can do.
To pick out a game and get the group to decide what time, I don't know, the goal scored, the first goal.
Yeah.
Not this game on tonight, but pick one.
Well, I think this game, I think it's probably going to be 0-0 the way things are going, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I got on it. It doesn't look great.
Yeah.
Maybe for the final. Well, obviously it's up to you because it's you won it, didn't you? So, but the final.
Yeah, I reckon it'd be a good thing to do.
especially if the finals Argentina-France, it's a lot more likely to be a goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's quite a good idea, actually.
Yeah. So we've also got I'm sponsoring the event that went up yesterday, the Ugly Sweater competition. And I've had you can see, I don't know if you can see just at the top, the jigsaw puzzles, which is fantastic. Fair. I started because obviously I've kept one for myself. I started making it or trying to solve it, if you like, the other day, and I've just not had time with everything that's been going on. So I've not got any further, to be honest. I know you posted you had was it the Chiefs jigsaw, the 500-piece one?
Yeah, and then I sent a picture of the next day we're completed.
Yeah.
I do get a bit addicted to them, to be honest. If I start it, I'll literally stay up all night.
Yeah. We started talking before, weren't we, about the event with the randomizer, and it's the Ugly Sweater one. And I was saying, how good would it be if whoever wins the sort of top prize, if you like, for their submission for the Ugly Sweater was made into a Cubie, and that was one of the ones. So then someone could have their own Cubie, if you like.
I think it's probably worth noting that that's what you think, as opposed to
yeah. I don't know
No, now that is the prize.
Yeah. That would be great, to be fair.
That's the beans. There you go.
Yeah.
That would be cool, though. Definitely. I think it's good. It'd be good. There are some people, though, who have got like skills when it comes to these sorts of things in there.
Yeah, I think I've seen 3 or 4 already. I've been tagged in on Twitter. Submissions already, and there's been a few. Like Worms was fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, so hopefully that, I don't know, I've got my fingers crossed. I'm hoping that is what's going to happen with it.
Maybe that's the December surprise.
Yeah.
Although I think that's a surprise for one person as opposed to the community. But
yeah.
I suppose we should ask, actually, Snowy, do you want to let us know where you hunt? Like where your hunting grounds are?
So I hunt in quite a small town in, I don't want to give away my precise address, Lincolnshire. So the town's nice, and we've got quite a lot of vaults around. Or there is a lot of vaults, but a lot of them have quit now. They don't play, so it's just me with a lot of their vaults.
Yeah.
But beyond that, like, it's just fields. So I get to have like a lot of the sides of the events where I can go, like, I can hunt hard, I can collect a lot.
Yeah.
But then I can see it from the side of when you don't have a lot of stuff. When I did play by myself,
yeah,
I can see both sides.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was the same with the Halloween event. There was sort of me and Nick, that was it. We was only spawning sort of common cauldrons and the odd rare come up. There was no epic.
Yeah.
So I actually drove across to Formby, because there was a group of players there, wasn't there? John, I think John spawned the most rare cauldrons, didn't he? Or he was second.
Yeah, John was the first, yeah.
Yeah, so I actually had a couple of drives going over there as soon as he said that some of the cauldrons are spawned. I was like, right, jump in the car. I will drive up the road.
I don't know if you guys can see the game.
Yeah, just seen the goal. Sorry.
Oh, is that? Oh, right. So he's. Well, I can see there's a penalty.
Oh, penalty.
On mine, it's a goal.
Yeah.
So what we did at the start, which you might have missed, was because Steve is streaming on iPlayer, I paused my TV until his kicked off.
All right.
So, well, this will be interesting to see how this comes out.
Yeah. So who've you back, Snarry? Who've you equipped?
I've not gone for Croatia. I do not want them to win.
Oh, really? How come?
Oh, they're so drab, aren't they? They suck. They're good at what they do, but they suck the life out of a game.
That is a good penalty, isn't it? Fair play.
Yeah.
Absolutely smashed that. Yeah, I suppose for, like you say, for the like a neutral Argentina France is the the dream final, isn't it?
Yeah, that's got
Because they're
goals
both
in
going
it.
to attack. They both have a superstar, like ridiculous superstar. So
Yeah. So, like, I'm assuming then, achievements-wise, we said we were going to speak about your second place last month, the best sort of like that's your biggest achievement with a game.
Oh, by a mile, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go for it again.
I would say no, I don't think so. Because I basically printed everything. I think I printed 5 epics, 9 rare, and I thought I printed 33 common, but it was actually 38 because I printed 5 cats on the first day. So I don't really have anything. I'd have to like basically collect everything from scratch going forward and hope that no one else didn't have those things and everything before.
Yeah.
So, and to be honest with you, I just wanted one top 5 thing. I think I mentioned it to you both in separate DMs. I just wanted that one top 5.
Yeah.
I would have been happy with 5th, so I was buzzing with 2nd in the end. But my favorite part of that month though was I don't know if you saw in Hunter's Hangout, but which is on Discord if anyone doesn't know. Fubar, who came 3rd in the end. Basically, we were going back and forth for like a little period where I think he went ahead of me, and then I think I solved the green and I went ahead of him. Then he went ahead of me, and then I printed a USA QB while I was waiting for the bus, and then he tagged me in Hunter's Hangout and said, Rydale, I can do this all day long. So I was like, okay, then I'll leave it at that. And then I ended up basically printing 4 QBs to finish in the last 10 minutes.
Right. Okay.
An epic and a rare finished at 58 minutes past 11. And were printed, so that's when the points came in, and it just jumped in me into second. So it was like, in a way, he kind of spurred me on to do that.
Yeah.
Inadvertently.
What's the highest you finished now? I've actually, for a year I've played, I've not actually achieved a lot. I've still yet to complete an event, not done one.
Yeah, right. I've not completed an event, to be fair.
But, I mean, I've had the chance to do one, but just, I don't want to go that hard. I get bored, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like, if I do round 6 days straight, that's it. I cannot be asked to hunt.
Yeah, I think I've seen though, haven't I? Like the months where you haven't been working nights or whatever you do, the first few days, you're like top of the UK. Yeah, and it's like that's just your normal way of playing, and then you start doing nights, and it's like you go back down,
drop back down, creep back up again.
Yeah.
But I think the month you placed was it Evade, who got 5th.
Yeah,
and he proper shot up the boards. Was it Evade?
Yeah, he got 4th, I think.
Yeah, he got 4th in the end.
Yeah. Sorry, Evade.
Well, at least you didn't say it was higher. But yeah, I knew that he was going to be doing something on the last day because I think in the chat he mentioned something like I can't remember. He said something along the lines of like, "Oh, don't worry, I've got something in the bag," and was like quietly confident. So I think he had a little printing spree during the afternoon.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever finished top 50 UK.
I finished top of Wales once before, but for me, like there's a couple of guys in Cardiff, but obviously being in Cardiff, okay, something's happened.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm discreet.
Well, he went like that, so I'm kind of thinking it's Argentina, but with what are you watching? Croatia corner? Steve, yours is a Croatia corner, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
So have you actually equipped the Argentina QB then, Snorri?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. I went with Croatia because I want them to win. I'm not really a big fan of Argentina, to be honest. But, okay.
I'm not fussed. I just went with the one who I think would win.
Yeah. Try and get as many crystal keys as you can.
For me, this event has been like the best event they've done.
A few people. Wow. So like Al Riyad, obviously an American player. He pops in and out of Hunter's Hangout quite a bit, but he's a massive Liverpool fan.
Yeah, we can tell.
Yeah.
He doesn't hide.
Yeah, but he was saying he's absolutely loved this event. But it's definitely one for this side of the Atlantic. All the players this side.
But that's one thing that's been probably the best part, I think, is how much it's got the North American players involved.
Yeah,
and how much like they're literally watching the football now, and they're engrossed by it, which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
Like Harris was so much. Yeah, I know. And the thing is, what time did I switch my QB from Argentina to Croatia? Like what, 6:30 when you said that you had left yours in the shop?
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be much of a comeback on this one, but
no, I doubt it. But yeah, going on about achievements, sort of the only sort of things I've done in the game is the Yellow Vault Tour. I think we sort of touched on it earlier. But
that's a pretty good one, though.
It is, but wow, a bit off more than I could chew with it. So I went straight. So I did my first one. I set off at around 1:30 on the Friday, and I went straight to Liverpool and I met up with Ash. And that was the first time he'd ever solved a Yellow Vault.
Okay.
So I gave him a coin when we met up, and then I went. But that ride up north to Glasgow, then I went to Aberdeen after that, and then I come back down to Edinburgh, and I planned to stay at it's like a car park next to a reservoir, and wild camping is legal. Nice. Yeah, so wild camping is legal in Scotland. So I was like, I can just put my tent up wherever I want and get in. And I said earlier on, it was about 3:00 in the morning when I eventually got there. It was pitch black. I had my head torch on, so I was like, I'm trying to put my tent up in the dark. I eventually got it up, and I woke up around about 9:00 in the morning, and I thought, right, let's get going. But I thought, there's a lot of people outside my tent. What's going on? So as I popped my head out, there was like a scouts sort of map reading exercise thing going on. There must have been about 100 scouts and team members, and they're all crowded around my tent and getting ready to set off. And I was like, oh no. So I quickly got up, packed my stuff up and got out of there. And then obviously carried on with the rest of it. But like, I was on my way down to, I think I hit Oxford, and I was meant to be meeting up with a few people in London. But I never, with the timings, and I took me, because I was on a 125, so we're not allowed on motorways with L plates in the UK unless you've got your full license, which I don't. So in the end, I just took the L plates off and went on motorways anyway, because the bike does 90 miles an hour. So I thought, it's just wasting too much time going around all the A roads. I was straight on the motorways, trying to catch up with time. And then luckily, I think it was Benno said that the Southampton, is it Southampton?
Yeah, Southampton.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Yellow Vault there is behind a paywall, and it's shut at the night time, so I won't be able to do it. So I was like, that saves me a bit of time. Same with the Tower of London, that one. But when I parked up for the Tower of London, I was stood there, and there was two guys, and they saw me get off the bike, and I thought, wow. Within minutes of me walking off, all my stuff would just be gone off the back. Could see him eyeing it up straight away. I was like, I'll leave that one, went on. And then, like I said, I missed off Newton Abbott to get home in time for my son, which was obviously why we didn't end up meeting up. But yeah, it was a great tour. But I said I'd love to do it again, but over 4 nights, 5 days. Plan this a bit better, and meet up with more players, because I only actually met up with Ash in the end. But it'd be good to go around some of their hunting grounds and see how they got on.
Yeah, that would be good, actually, wouldn't it? Because obviously, if you just go into the yellow, it's almost like, hello, goodbye, I gotta go. I'm gonna you're rushing then, aren't you?
Yeah, it was literally that. I mean, the Piccadilly Circle, that yellow. I went round the roundabout like twice, and I was like, I need to stop somewhere so I can actually get it. And in the end, I just rode the bike onto Piccadilly Circle. It was like 11:00 at night on the Saturday night. Everyone was drunk, staggering all over the place, and I was like, and everyone was like, what's this guy doing, like riding the bike onto there? But yeah, and it was literally do the vault, picture quest, off you go. But that obviously I got all the
Was the 333 mechanism in then?
Just before it come in. So I got stamps, crypto,
and the RNG blueprint.
Yeah,
so Newcastle.
Yeah, Newcastle. I got that one. I was buzzing. I was so excited with that. I've still not printed that one yet.
Have you got the white paint?
No. I was a bit key poor after, because I printed obviously a load of cubies ready for the podcast, thinking I'll get a Croatia or Argentina or whoever, and I spent all my keys what I did have left on blueprints, and I was literally down to 6 blue keys. That was it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was my aim basically last month. Was I wanted to be just have as few keys as possible to make sure that there was nothing left behind.
Yeah.
So that's why on the final night I was like, right, I'm going to town. So I just got a bus right the way to the opposite side of town, walk into town, hit absolutely everything that I possibly could.
Yeah.
One of the hardest parts, I would say, of leaderboard push is when you've done all the 8 walking quests, you're not done in the slightest. And obviously I don't do any, I don't drive and play at all. So I was literally just doing almost like doing the 8 walking quests twice in a day.
Wow.
Every day, basically.
Yeah, I can imagine.
See, I think you lot both. Did you play when we had to actually collect the keys off the map? You had to walk up and pick up the key.
I did it. So I think that's one thing I mentioned earlier was I think when I started, they literally just got phased out. I think. So I did it because you used to have to forge a key like that as well. You had to forge a green in that way as well, didn't you? You had to go up to one of these things.
You had to actually go to where the key was on the map to forge them.
Yeah. So I had to do that because I'd accidentally put my headquarters down on a beach in the Gower because I didn't realize what was going on. But I think because I wasn't really playing it much, I didn't even know what Satoshis were or Gwei or whatever. Like, didn't really get what was going on. So I think I never actually played that side of it. I've only ever really played the walk-in side. So for me, I don't know what, obviously everyone says it was awesome.
Well, no, because for me, unless you actually drove a car to collect the keys, it took a long time to collect the keys, or if you went on a bike, you could do it. But back then, you would hunt, and for me, I was scared to get one wrong, because if I knew if I got one wrong, I wouldn't have enough keys to complete my loop.
Yeah.
Whereas now you're just like, there, key, who cares?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's just.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got that.
You always feel safe.
Yeah. Less risky.
Unless
so when did you start playing? Sorry, Snorri.
I think it was the end of November last year.
Okay, so you've done a Christmas then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you enjoy that event? Is that one you'd look forward to?
No, because at that time it was just me in my town, so all I had was my one tree, and I couldn't collect enough stuff or collect enough keys to get the next tree. And
yeah,
so it might be different this year then. At least you've got that loop to get the candy canes or whatever it is.
Yeah, I'm thinking for this event I might collect stuff to sell again.
Yeah.
Because that is actually quite fun in itself. If you look at an event and go, can I complete the event? I think before you begin the event if you've got enough keys or enough volts.
Yeah.
And that's when I decide, can I complete it? Yes, no. Do I want to complete it? Is there something I actually want to get?
Yeah. Because you still have all of your blueprints, haven't you now?
Yeah, they're all gone. As good as. I think I've got 5 left. But...
although I suppose, you are quite high on the QB leaderboard for the UK players.
I think I'm 4th or 5th out of us lot, at least. Not. No. I think I'm 38th, I think, in the world.
I when I started printing the football cubies, I jumped over 1,000 places.
Yeah.
So I think I was something like 3,600 in the world or something for cubic collectors, and now I'm up to 2,300.
See, when I got
No, go on. Sorry.
Go on.
I was
Okay. When I got all mine, I went above sound, and sound's our top guy for those.
Yeah.
And I went quite a bit above him, and now he's got all his. I think he's 8th, is it?
Yeah.
Has he actually got all of the footballers now? Is he?
I presume so, to be up to 8th. So I want to know what else he's actually got, because I've got quite a lot.
Yeah.
So he must have a lot of rare stuff.
Yeah, because I think he's got. Yeah, that's his whole thing, isn't it? That's his that's his game basically. Is this
so he's not got a lot of volts. He doesn't live that far away from me. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
we
thing.
We should meet up, to be fair, but we haven't.
I think that's one thing we were talking about as well. I wanted to do was to discuss is what you want to get out of the game, not what you want to get out. Sorry, but like what you want to achieve.
Why do you play?
Yeah, like at the moment, obviously, I wanted to get an NFT for top 5, but now I'm like, I want to collect crypto. I want to get all the QBs. Now I literally have no idea what I want because I can't make my mind up.
Yeah, I want a top 5 finish just because you've seen the Coin Hunt Crew podcast where I think Beats has the printout behind him framed. I want one of them.
It would go well in that background as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, on the wall there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I could commit to it.
That's my
all 8 each day of the month. Just not for me.
Yeah, so my second job, I work at a warehouse, and I do around 20,000 steps a night while I'm there anyway. So then to go out and do all 8 walking quests, if I've just done a night shift at the warehouse, I'm like, oh, it's the last thing I want to do sometimes. But if you do want to go on a leaderboard run, you've got to do it really, and you can't miss a single walking quest.
Yeah, so I've been on days today. I begin work at 6, so I'd have to get out of bed at 3 a.m. to do all the vaults then, and then get home from work, and then go back out and do all the vaults again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what I was doing. Is like you've got to do at least 100 a day, and then that's not even accounting for the amount of greens that obviously they're competing with the like Londoners and the North Americans. Like, it's tough.
Yeah. So I think it's Fortis. I'm terrible at pronouncing. I think is that Jason J.
Is that the one who's just said they've ordered one of your things? Yeah. There you go. Look, you've got the shilling has worked already.
Yeah, so like Harris said there as well, the walking quest don't work in the warehouse. So for me, the signal's terrible once we're inside. I don't know about you, but it's terrible inside the warehouse. So it doesn't actually register. I think I left it on all night and 20,000 steps got me to walking quest 2. I suppose it's better than nothing if I leave it on. But obviously it just drains the battery as well, leaving it on all night.
But also it can click stuff, can't it? So I think like if you're on the walking quest page, you're like, okay, it has to go back. But I know that didn't like Worm or Coin Demon or something accidentally list something in his pocket?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He sold. I can't remember what it was. It was quite rare thing he sold though by mistake. It was.
Yeah. It's like you don't want that to happen to you.
Yeah, there's been a couple of mistakes recently.
Mistakes.
Yeah. 10 or 20 snowmen that got listed by accident?
20.
20, and then you had the OG. That got listed as well.
The Cubie, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be a bit gutted with that one.
Yeah. I know. Marlov actually said he's got 3 OG blueprints, I think.
Yeah, because he posted
sent him a message and was like, "I've got some reds I want to get rid of,"
Yeah.
But I think he's trying to hold on to them, so I have to wait.
Yeah, because he's trying to get a purple together and to get a VIP pass.
So there's only 2 players from the UK. I think it's only ITA and D Skinner were going, isn't it? For some reason, I thought John 20D was going, but he said he's not. That would be pretty cool, actually.
I'd have loved to have gone. To be honest, I would have gone. But my wife is on a Hindu, or I think bachelorette party. Is it they call it over in the States? honest. I was talking to Minel about it, and he was like, "What's a hen do?" But yeah, so she's away on one of them. I think she's somewhere in Europe somewhere. So I've got to look after my son, so I won't be able to get across. So I'm a bit gutted with that one.
You should see if they'll relocate it to Vegas.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I'll come as well.
Yeah. And that's another one that I'm hoping that they do. I keep pushing it, and I know you're a big fan of it as well, and it's not the Three Peaks Challenge.
Oh yeah,
saying it all the time. I'd love for that one to become a quest. You know, similar to the volcano one, the Hawaii one.
Yeah, see, I looked at that, and I'm going to upset a lot of folk here because they all went on, "Oh, it's so hard, it's so hard," and I looked how high it was. Oh fuck!
It's not too bad, to be honest.
Nothing.
What is it? Snowdon.
Snowdon's 1,018, is it, or something like that?
Yeah, and I think that's the tallest one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think the signal would be like up there, though? Is that like? So I think even if you go to like Pen y Fan in Wales, it's like that's like you can't get signal at the top of there apparently.
You can get a little bit. I'm not sure whether you'd be able to play the game though.
No.
Yeah, so that would obviously. I think that's the one thing. Obviously, Stonehenge has been mentioned, haven't it? I
really hope it's not Stonehenge.
That's a bus there, and you just go, yeah.
I think that's why. It'd have to be some sort of incorporation into it, wouldn't it? Something different for it to be Stonehenge.
Yeah,
but we have got so many mountains in the UK. Like,
yeah,
no, we're not short of that, are we? It's a signal problem, I guess.
Yeah, but yeah, I'd love something like that, and like you say, but make it a bit of a challenge.
If you could do the Coin Hunt Fest or the Hawaii Quest, which one would you do?
Oh, Coin Hunt Fest, the Vegas one. Yeah. I
think I'd do the Hawaii one. Like the pictures the guys are sending of the night. Oh, that was just amazing.
See, I think I suppose if you go, you'd be meeting up with a load of other hunters as well, wouldn't you? So, but yeah. I would want to do the Coin Hunt Fest one purely because it'd be good to meet up and see a load of people and meet them in person anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Then there's hundreds of them as well, then, isn't there? So
yeah. Hopefully, when it goes worldwide, they have a European one that's based in the UK somewhere. Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
So, look, I think we've covered most of the stuff on our list now, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was just sort of about to have a look through. We had a sort of itinerary, didn't we?
Yeah.
Of stuff to go through. That's one we went through at the beginning, actually, Snorri. Where does your username come from? We sort of went through ours and where it comes from. Yours is a bit obscure, isn't it?
Right, hang on. Let me see if I can get
it. Getting props ready.
This book here.
Yeah.
Icelandic.
Yeah.
So he was a guy out there, as he was, just relaxing out there as he did. But yeah, he was like a scribe and he used to speak the law. He didn't write the law as such, I don't believe, but he used to speak the law. They'd all meet up and he'd explain the law and stuff. And then he wrote a lot of books. And I think, trying to remember, he got killed by a king.
Oh, really?
I think. But no, it's just I had to, you get there and it says a name. I was like, I don't know. I've got this book here that I've just read. That will do.
So if they brought a structure in the future that would let you change your name or something like that, would you change it? Would you stick with it?
No, I'd stick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got no need to change. Why would you two? Would you swap?
I wouldn't.
No, I was saying before, Google D9 ABF and
that's actually in my phone now.
Yeah.
Predictive text.
Yeah, there's a few names on mine as well that when I start typing, it pops up straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Did you see that Minty? If he puts R in, he gets Rydale.
Yeah.
Just R.
Yeah. So, what about crypto then? Have you I'm assuming? Well, Rydale, you said you didn't have a clue what Satoshis or anything. Gwei was.
Yeah, it's
I had a rough idea.
Yeah.
I knew bits, not loads. I just look at schemes to make cash, and crypto was there.
Yeah. So I got in quite early on the coin app. You know, I think you did it as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I quit after a while.
Yeah, I did. But I was quite lucky that I withdrew some like 250,000 XYO from it. And at the time, it was only worth £90. And I thought, oh, it's going to cost me like gas fees and everything to get it out. I'd get next to nothing. So I just left it in a wallet and forgot about it. And then it was around about Christmas last year, it started doing really well. And I was like, hey, I wonder if I check up on it. Has it done any better? And what was then worth £90 had gone up and it was worth 21,000. So I was like, we'll have that out straight away. And then obviously it's plummeted now and it's worth next to nothing again.
So you timed that to perfection.
Yeah. That was like my sort of like introduction to crypto, and I was like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this.
Yeah. But obviously because it was from the game and it was all free and I got it, and then obviously the price shot up, I was like, wow. And then that's when obviously I was playing Mintopoly as well, and then everyone sort of introduced me to Coin Hunt World from there.
So was it?
So you went the reverse way round. I think a lot of us went from here to that, and we tried that. I couldn't get along with it.
Yeah, so at the time I wasn't working the warehouse job, and I would literally sit behind a computer all day every day. So I just used to have a spare screen on and have the Mintopoly game running. I think I was the third ever person to get the Mintopolis card. And I played all the first 50 rounds, but sort of got a bit repetitive in the end, and I stopped playing. But I won quite a few cards and eventually sold all them NFTs as they were, and I did obviously buy a few of the NFT cards as well, but I made my money back a bit more than when I sold them all at the end.
No, see, when I tried, it felt like you had to get a card to compete.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that was true or if I just did not do enough time or did not work out the correct maths of like, what was it? You had to start again from scratch, but each time you did, you'd begin to earn more and more. The percentage would increase. And yeah, I never worked out the maths for all that. I was just like, this looks fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm shit at it. Oh well.
No, and then obviously all the sort of people from there pulled me into, because it was quite a big crossover, weren't they? But they pulled us over into Coin Hunt World that way. And I was saying before, that's how the sort of shop come around as well, because they had the Mintopoly coins made first. And then I was like, right, Coin Hunt World, let's go.
When you like go to your wife and go like, I'm going to buy all these toys, coins, and stuff, is she like, that's a great idea?
She was like, what are you doing, spending more money doing all this? And I was like, forget about it, it'll be all right. And like now, I was saying before, obviously I've got all the plushies behind me. I've got around about 400 of them just sort of like over behind my computer piled up in all the boxes and everything. And I said early next year I'm probably going to get another one made. I'll do a poll or something and see which one people want the most. But yeah, definitely she was like, I want my room back and all this, so I'm gonna have to, if I do start getting more made, I'm gonna have to convert the garage or something, I think, to make room, because there's not much left. There's not much space left here now.
So have you seen the most recent comment?
Yeah, I was just looking. Illusion Weaver just commented saying it's great to see more UK content creators popping up. But yeah, we do love a good moan. It's what the UK does best.
I don't know. I'm quite relaxed and chill, mate.
Yeah. What's the moan about, isn't it?
But no, like I say, for me, the game, I know, like I said, I have done a few of the the 44 mile bike ride, the Yellow Vault one, all that sort of stuff. But I do class myself as like a casual hunter. Like I've never finished top 50 UK or anything. But for me, it's like before I had the warehouse job, I was sat behind a computer for 12 hours a day, at home, not getting out of the house. So it would just literally, not so much now in the winter, but like in the summer, it's just nice to get out and walk around. Like I've got my sort of route set up on a nature reserve.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So, but it's not great in the winter because there's obviously no lighting. So I'm thinking of changing my route. But I've been waiting till we can upgrade the user vaults before we do it. Yeah. But more so that I do it going up towards Nix, who is another UK hunter.
I think the way resin drops now as well, though, it's not as daunting to move user vaults.
Yes.
And obviously, you have to spend the 100 grand or whatever it would be in resin because, what's that, 5?
I think that sort of says that the structures, when they come out, they're gonna absorb a ton of resin.
Insane amounts. It's
yeah. I'm intrigued to see what the Coinant World Fest is. It a monument? They said there's going to be a amount of resin.
I guess they're going to build it there and then, aren't they? I suppose, but I think with the people who are going, there's got to be some ridiculous numbers there. I mean,
there's got to be people holding like 4 or 5 million that are going.
I reckon, yeah. I think probably maybe pushing 10. I reckon because I mean,
I just hope you don't have to swipe too much.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah.
Imagine doing it 10,000 at a time.
100,000 per pack or something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they'll be there for a long time. But yeah, it'll be interesting actually with the Coin Invest because I think someone's already put in vaults down. I think. But obviously,
I think that was Hayes, was it?
I don't know. No, it was a name that I didn't recognise. And it might have even been on the community channel, but it was. I think someone said like they might have to put them further away because the monument's going to be so big or something like that.
Yeah. I saw a comment saying that them user vaults might get refunded with whatever like the resin and everything.
Yeah.
So what sort of structures are you hoping for?
To be honest, I'm not too sure because you have to get them tagged, and I know they said they're going to have some things on the map that will be tagged so you can build yourself.
Yeah.
But in a small town, I'm not sure what will actually be tagged. So
I suppose it'll be, if you look on Google Maps, it might even be worth tagging stuff on Google Maps, in advance so that it recognizes what they are when it comes around.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just don't know because I think like with the boots, I think I read they had to pay to get all of those so they could actually put the vaults at them all, or they'd have to sit there and input the address of each boots themselves.
Yeah,
I did wonder that. Same with the Tesco, there must be a database with all of these coordinates just sitting there.
So I think they pay for that to get that.
Right.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to.
I could be wrong, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I like the idea. Is it a trade shack where if you put your QB in there that you'll get the resources from whatever it's or something along the lines? I remember reading something like that. Might just be speculation, but it'd be nice to say
I'm thinking that's a lot of hype. Do you really think they're going to have a thing that's just going to drop out hearts and stuff like that?
Yeah. Well, no, hearts are not coming back though, are they?
Okay, but any sort of stuff that's rare, do you think they're just going to let it just drop out of a shack?
Because everyone would have a black cat and everything, hoping for blood, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think the leveling up would be cool. And I think is it Johnny 10 keys? I think there's 10 pestic in the game, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think they mentioned it's like a pyramid structure or something. So it takes 2 to level up to 2. And then 3 to level up to 3. So, eventually you need a ridiculous amount to level up high.
Yeah.
Like per level. I can't remember what he called it. There was a name for it, but I thought that would be quite good because you will get people with like Minnow with leprechauns, but then how powerful is a leprechaun going to be in the grand scheme of things compared to if you had if Zach gets 2 architects and he gets an architect to level 2, that's probably going to be really strong for maybe the building aspect.
Yeah. Is there not many leprechaun blueprints about?
No, they're like 7.
There is.
Yeah. Because
there is.
I always see the comments of like you say, Minelli, he's like his leprechaun army, let's say, but the auction house always seems to have loads of leprechauns in there.
Yeah, because they're really cheap and they don't take any resin, do they? So it's just paint.
It's just paint.
Yeah.
like 100 of each color or something stupid like that. Like it's not a lot. I remember putting it into the when I was doing all the blueprint stuff, putting it in.
Oh yeah, when we made the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I need to. I was going to ask if people wanted to have a look at that actually.
Yeah.
Anyone who's doing a leaderboard push, you know. Although I do need to add like a statement on there to say thanks to the wiki because obviously it's all their data
Right.
that
Okay.
drives it. So I need to do that.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm obviously hoping for. The obviously the file of facts sort of like folder that I've got coming. Obviously should help with that as well because I've got on each page I've got like the print time, the rarity, the materials that's needed, all that sort of stuff. So you can flip through and have a look.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah,
because you could probably sell the little inserts then, can you, as packs, I guess. So like,
well, yeah, that's sort of the plan that I'm going to do with it. So obviously when I'm waiting till the Christmas event has started. Obviously I'm not finished making the whole document anyway. But then I'm hopefully going to try and get all the new Christmas cubies in there as well. And then after that, I can then sell the sort of extra add-ons, if you like, as they come out. But I don't know whether it might just be sort of every 3 months, every 6 months or something. I've been going to pack out, rather than just doing a single page at a time every time a cubie comes out.
Yeah, I suppose for the first quarter, there's not really. You're probably only going to be looking at the Adventure Road, aren't you?
Yeah, or the Coin Fest.
To the latter part of the year, that it's like event. That's when you'll be busy.
Yeah, like it'd be a lot to keep on top of.
I think that's what they want to change is having like more events throughout the year.
Yeah.
Do you think that'd be good? Do you think you would get fatigued if you had an event each month, depending if it was like a full quest event with the keys and stuff, or?
I think I think whereas now everyone, or there's quite a few people that just do every event.
Yeah.
So I think you'd see a lot more people picking and choosing which events they're going to do. Because some people just go hard to finish them as soon as possible, don't they? But surely keys as well. Would you have enough to complete them all?
Would it even be physically possible? Like,
yeah, you'd have to like be so good in the auction house.
I suppose though, I think if you can get nearly 100 keys a day, you can do most events with 100 keys a day, can't you?
Yeah.
I suppose it's the quest ones you need as well.
For me, it's the ones where it's like put the red key in at the end. Very rarely have I. The only time I've ever had red keys were when the shark and the pirate blueprints come in the shop.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
So you're sat on 4 reds, is it? Or 5 red keys?
6.
6, sorry.
But I don't have. The annoying thing is I don't have the denominations underneath it. So if say someone prints a fire elemental, if I put 3 reds on it and someone outbids me, I'm basically looking at 4 reds.
Oh, that's fine. 4 is a good price.
Just go big and don't. That was something I think Ferrell said the same, didn't she? She was getting fed up of being outbid in the night. So in the end, she was just like, go big.
Yeah.
No one outbid you.
I think there is a thing, like, if you always big bid, you know what I mean, but
yeah,
they see your name, and I reckon that has a thing of go, oh, he's going to big large keys each time. I just won't compete. I'll back out.
Yeah. Or then, or they use it as like a competition and try and outdo you.
So Harris,
it's like if you get a mod, it's like red key mod. No, I'm done.
Yeah, ta-ra.
Yeah.
I am wondering if I was thinking it's obviously it's 3 very different accents.
What? With us 3 on here?
Yeah. I have been wondering, like if any of you watch Welcome to Wrexham.
No, that's the football one with Ryan Reynolds in it.
Yeah, and they literally, whenever anyone from Wrexham talks, they have subtitles underneath it.
Oh, really?
they're speaking English and they've got subtitles. And I'm listening to it like I can understand everything they're saying perfectly. It's really embarrassing.
Yeah.
I was wondering if the North Americans would be all right with it, but it sounds like no one's complained about it. So
yeah. So I think we've sort of how far into the adventure road are you, Snorri?
I think I'm 16, age 16.
Did you pay this month?
I paid 3 days ago because I looked and I thought, yeah, I can pass this now.
Yeah. So yeah, I paid on the first day both months just because I'll need all the help I can to finish it.
I did get the keys, so I knew I would buy, but
yeah,
I didn't know if it'd be this month or like the next month with work and stuff. It was just
See, I want all 12 of the Zodiacs, so I've made the decision that I'll be buying the pass for the next 12 months regardless anyway.
I think Manel will be doing that as well with his crystal keys.
Yeah. Well,
I was hoping I could win 50 today, but I don't think I'm going to be getting them now after this fiasco.
Nah.
Oh, I should I? Yeah, that's a result. Totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. That's a quarter of the way.
Yeah. Oh, that's it as well. We're talking about the different events and everything. I didn't realise I've got like 100 very block. Obviously worth next to nothing now, but yeah, so I must have played around then as well at some point and not realised.
I actually quite like that very block. That's like the dark.
Yeah, it looks quite
cool. I do like that. But yeah, I don't know anything like about crypto really. I just feel like it's all confusing on purpose.
Yeah.
That's like my thing.
But wasn't that like the point of the game? Didn't they want to make it that half the point of the game was to say like we want to get you used to it, so you feel safe with it. We want to teach you about it, which I don't think there is much of that in the game, but I'm sure that's the thing they have said before was part of the idea.
That's part of the. I suppose with the tokens not doing so well, like in the market we're in, they're probably not queuing up to spend that sort of money on the marketing side. But hopefully, if things turn around, that would be a good thing that other tokens come into the game and you can earn other tokens and they educate you on it, like you do the education pass things on Coinbase, is it?
Yeah, you do the Coinbase learning, can't you?
Because that's a good revenue stream then as well, isn't it? For the
what
game.
About it was either Illusion Weaver or Cuckoo Puss mentioned something about saying you could win something like a pair of trainers or something like that. What about that? Something that you'd look forward to?
I think
I'm not sure.
Really?
Well, if you think of the amount who actually play the game, what do you think the odds that you'd actually win a pair? How hard do you think you'd have to go? Is it going to be a thing that's just going to be for the top guys each time? Which is fine. They grind hard, guys and girls grind hard for that.
Yeah.
It depends how you can win the prize.
Yeah, I suppose it depends how they implement it, if you like.
Yeah, if there's some sort of raffle element to it, maybe. But you've got to do a certain amount to qualify for that raffle, you know, rather than just the top dog, walking 24/7 or zombie driving, probably just shaking their hand out the window.
Well, I'm looking forward to Chill Wheels. I want to be able to go on my bike and do that.
Yeah,
that's what I understand that's going to be hard to implement and just stopping people cheating, if you like.
That's the annoying thing, though, isn't it? Is that every single thing they want to do is one of the biggest blockers is that people will just cheat.
People cheat
everything. It's annoying, isn't it?
Yeah, as soon as you bring the fact that you can earn into it and you can get money from it, there's always someone that tries to cheat. Like I said before, with the Mintopoly game, there was people like with like 10 accounts, because obviously you give away their own token, didn't they, which you could sell. But yeah, there's always going to be people that try. Yeah,
and like I think would either of you, if there were Chill Wheels, then would you both be bikers, or can you do anything else like skateboard or anything?
Oh no, I'd be on my arse.
Yeah, same. Because I think a couple of the guys I know, I think West Beach Music, I think, on skateboard. I'm sure he said before. I think that would be a really cool, like Logic Troll was doing on the bike. I think
it's really cool.
The skateboard with a GoPro on would be such a cool.
Who's the? Is it the American hunter that has the BMX?
Logic Troll in there. Is it Canada?
Yeah, I love their stream. It makes me want to buy a BMX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's also. Have you noticed he's really, really polite to everyone as well when he has to go around them.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Which makes me think he might be Canada more. I'm sure it might be Canada more than America.
Yeah.
So do you lot get rage if you're out on a hunt? Like you're on the path, you're on a nice walk, you get to a vault, and then you want to get past. And there'll be some in your way who walks so slow.
Yeah.
There's cars on the road, so you can't walk round them. And you're like, fucking move, for God's sake.
To be honest, it's not too bad near me, but if I go into like Manchester and I do something there and like they're walking really slow on the pavement or it's really busy, it's a pain.
Yeah.
But like where my route's set up, it's like on a nature reserve sort of thing. So there's plenty of room and it doesn't get all too busy anyway.
There is a park which I can walk around, and there's a college basically quite close. And I was walking around there the other day on my lunch, and there was like a group of kids all stood on the path as a woman was coming with a baby. And as I've gone past, and they go, fucking like just effing and blind at the time.
Yeah.
So I'm more just people being rude rather than just being slow. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I get so much rage on a hunt. Like cars. Like, why are you going to drive that slow? You're going to drive at a pace where I can't quite cross the road, but it feels like I have to wait that long. And you're like, just fucking move, will you?
Yeah. Yeah.
But apart from that, I'm calm. Totally chill.
I get quite bad road rage anyway with when I'm driving, let alone anything else. So,
my wife gets road rage, but I'm literally the complete opposite. Like my mum has actually said in my family that I'm the calmest one with driving. I'm like, what are you like? Why are you getting so angry about this? Like, I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't get road rage myself. But when I do, like, it's usually if someone's put me in danger or like the family in danger, and then I'm really bad, like to the point where I shouldn't be saying those things to my children.
Yeah. Yeah. My phone's just been going mad. I think there's been a few more Cubie. Ugly sweater.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, submissions. I couldn't think of the word then.
Maybe see some more Cubie sales.
Yeah, no, I've got like 18 Twitter notifications. Yeah. Worm's pumping them out. He's done a Thanksgiving one now as well. That's like his all-time favourite Cubie, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Which one do you think looks the worst?
Oh, the Cubies. One of the pilots.
What Cubie?
Yeah.
It's not Jamie. No, was it Laura? George, is it? I think. Oh, actually, no. That's one thing we said. I think I know what you're going to say anyway. But what's your favourite? So basically, Steve was saying earlier that he would like to be able to have all of the plushies as Cubies. So he said, like, which one would he want? What's his favourite? Basically, he said the shark. I think I said fire elemental. I think fire elemental might be yours as well.
Yeah, I reckon it's a good one.
Yeah, I think all the elementals are good, and I love the ice one as well.
So it's quite good if you actually look back of like the ones they first released and like the designs of them, and how far they've progressed in design. Like some of them have come on like so far, but those ones still look as good. They don't look old.
Yeah,
no,
it's the animations as well when you've got them equipped. I think some of them are fantastic.
Yeah,
I like the skeleton as well. Actually, I do like the skeleton. I think that would be a cool plushie.
See, I quite like the ghost. I know, like
the ghost with bones.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think they look great.
Yeah, the one of them looks like it's got dreadlocks, doesn't it? Laura, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think though, yeah, I'm not a massive fan of. I think it's the hair. And I think a lot of people have said that as well, haven't they? It's
I think Warren said like just scrap the ones with hair.
Yeah. Although I did see, I think it's Steve Burr, I want to say, it was just a suggestion saying we need more QBs with moustaches.
I'd love to see one.
And that was it. That was it. I was like, yeah, upvote that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to see one of them. So that sort of looks like we've gone through everything there, and I'm going to have to start getting ready to put my son to bed soon. So should we start looking at wrapping it up?
Yeah, so I think, obviously, like you said, Snorri, it's entirely up to you because obviously you won. But I think what you mentioned about maybe picking a minute in the final.
Yeah, I reckon it's a good idea. I reckon we'll do that. If Steve's okay to do that.
Yeah. So we'll do that then. So we'll put a tweet out from the Echoes from the Cubieverse Twitter page, asking people what minute they think the first
goal
would, and we'll sort of do it that if someone's picked it twice, whoever wrote it first will be the winner.
Go by who scores, or no, that could get a bit hard.
Yeah. No, we'll just go with a minute. The minute.
Yeah.
A lot to
minute and second is the you could do the minute and then the second. Obviously, so the first minute is up to 1 minute, isn't it?
I don't know. This is advanced stuff now.
Yeah, we'll put something out. I'll have that ready for the final.
Don't worry about doing it now.
Yeah. So we'll go with that from there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Sound. So thanks for joining us and everyone that's obviously watched as well. Hopefully we make it more of a regular thing, and we've got some more UK content creators or content coming out. Yeah. Anything else we want to add, guys? No. So
nice to meet you as well, Snorri. And
yeah, nice to meet you both.
I will shoot off now then and put my son to bed.
Yeah, same, but not my son. He's 13, but yeah. Right, cheers, guys.
Right, good night.